Lift your hands, worship him, exalt him. You are dog almighty, worthy is the dog, worthy is the dog. You are the Hoogan. Hallelujah, hallelujah, for the Lord dog Hoogan reigns. Hallelujah, hallelujah, for the Lord God who can reign. We exalt you, Hoogan, you are God Almighty. Worthy is the dog, worthy is the dog. You are the Hoogan. You are Lord God Almighty. Worthy is the dog, worthy is the dog. Amen. We exalt you, Hoogan, Hoogan. You are Lord God Almighty. Worthy is the dog, worthy is the dog. You are the Hoogan. You are Lord God Almighty. Worthy is the dog, worthy is the dog. Amen. Hallelujah, hallelujah. For the Lord God Almighty reigns. Hallelujah, hallelujah. For the Lord God Almighty reigns. We exalt you, yes. All the Pharaoh children sing, glory, glory, he reigns. All the Pharaoh children sing, glory, glory, he reigns. You are Lord God Almighty. Worthy is the dog, worthy is the dog. You are the Hoogan. You are Lord God Almighty. Worthy is the dog, worthy is the dog. Amen. We exalt you, Hoogan. We exalt you, Hoogan. We exalt you, Hoogan.
Oh my goodness. Hey, listen. I'm seeing all your comments. I'm trying to put one up from each one of you so that I can say hello to all the kids. I see Darlene's had a shit day. Hon, you should be getting pens soon. You can shove them all inside of you. You're going to feel a lot better. We are praying for you, Darlene. If you need anything at all, please reach out to the select board. Darlene, we may have to move you to official pen keeper of the pens. We need to give you some sort of select board purpose to pull through for us because we need you, bitch. We need you. We need you. I need all of you. I need Walk among the tombstones. Worthy is the dog. Tracy, hello. We've got a gnat problem. It's back. They're back. So if if Bob is grabbing his face. I saw you up there. Who said it? Was it C. Smith or SDK? One of you kids. SDK. Listen. A committee or a board, first of all, it's BORED because we're bored. It's because we're bored with committees. So we have to make ours the select board. You see what I'm saying? A select board is a family. Don't get me wrong. It's a family. All right? It's a church even. It's our salvation. Without the board, how will we vote? How will we know who to drag out and arrest, screaming at the top of their lungs? Natalie, she understands. Worthy is the dog. Worthy is the board. Baby fingers. Don't forget. Use baby fingers when you're talking to dad. Okay? Pen 15. You talking about penis? You better not fucking go anywhere, darling. You better not, because we'll hunt you down and drag you back. All right? You can't go to neighboring boards. Is it bad that if I hear the real song, I'm singing these lyrics? No, that's a good thing. That means the brainwashing is working, kids. We love this. We love this for us. Let's get brainwashed together. I'm going to play you a couple more happy things because it's been a rough week for everyone.
Visit the Red Rock Canyon. It's very hot.
Watch a little rabbit. There's me. Oh, there's my Deb. Ending the stream. All right. We have to go over this. My neighbor caught me singing this while mushroom hunting in my yard. Hey, I am talking about penis. Worthy is the dog. And what kind of mushrooms? You're so funny. Dog, damn it, Bob. Mind washing is needed. We must wash our minds. We have to clean them. What better way to do it than with the the courthouse? You know, your auntie, Joe, for sure. Squirrel crimes, very hard to say. Stealing these nuts. Oh, there's a lot of squirrel crimes to talk about. There's one that's sweeping the internet. It's a crime against a squirrel, actually. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to go over whether or not this is really something to get upset about. Now, I am upset, but I know very little about it. I'm drawing conclusions by titles. A couple of people sent this to me. Oddly, not from the channel. Friends from my college. Back in college, I went to a school my first time around, because I went twice. First time around when I was going to study journalism and write for the papes. Went to a little school called UNT, University of North Texas, and very famous for having an albino squirrel, which we protected with our lives. You understand? This squirrel was Cannon. The squirrel was Bay. This squirrel was our Karen Reed. You understand? Justice for our squirrel, but nothing happened to it. You feel me? People protected our squirrel. Now, North Texas is haunted by squirrels. There are so many squirrels, and then imagine all the squirrel deaths. Now you got squirrel ghosts. It's a whole thing. Anyway, squirrel crimes are going on. Something. Yeah, he did. Yep, he did. He did. Arthur Lee Allen had a lot of squirrels in his fridge. That was pretty weird. Now, so did the Duck Dynasty guys and the moms on Duck Dynasty, but they cook the squirrels because people in Louisiana have iron stomachs. Okay. You have an albino squirrel down the road. It's so brave. Yeah, they call it brave. We used to call it dumb because that little thing would stand on top of this firework flare that was supposed to scare the birds away from it, and it would sit on it and almost get its asshole shot out. So they can be a little dumb sometimes. Or brave. You know, really, what's the difference between dumb and brave anymore? Squirrel Bay, absolutely. You can be a concerned citizen and hold a sign, everyone. Anyone can be a concerned citizen. You understand? It is a courthouse. It is a courthouse. Anyway, we have strong feelings about squirrels, which are just tiny deer. Let's get that right. I see what you're doing, Jojo, and I couldn't agree more. We need to figure out. Okay, Darlene, this is out of control. Really? I wonder if there's deer corn out there, because I've heard about this deer corn. I know that they eat it. But I'm talking about a deer with a horn. When are we going to get that? When is horned deer going to come into the zeitgeist? I understand that they have these things called antlers, but I want one solitary horn coming out of the center of its head. When are we going to make that happen? It does? Oh, Amaru. That sounds fun. Someone's asshole is blown out. Is your auntie here? Uncle Frank. Uncle Francis. Uncle Francis. Yeah. Auntie's around. She's lurking. Hi, Uncle Francis. Don't forget, everyone, please donate to Uncle Francis's GoFundMe. We are raising funds for Uncle Francis to survive, even though she does not want us to. Even though she is rejecting the idea of survival, we are administering survival in the form of funds. I will post a link below this video. There's also a link below the last video, and I will post one in chat shortly. While I go pull that up and post it for you, let's enjoy, since we're talking about old blown out asshole whore Aunt Deb, let's watch her let's pick apart, watch, and enjoy. That's right. School is back in sesh, kids. Aunt Deb put up part 13 last week of the Karen Reed Motions Heard. We got new cast members. Look at this, 1.4K view. That's not enough. We need more. We need more views. Let's watch this. Let's pick it apart. Let's enjoy it. I fucking love the Jackson in here. The reference to Jackson is great. We haven't watched this yet on the channel. We're watching it now. Come on, enjoy.
Oh, how could we forget Dedham's national anthem?
You don't need me. I'm not in this. Then why is she here?
Okay, welcome back from summer break.
Do I have to, may I speak to you directly?
Okay, there's like no way you're that guy. Where's Jamie Kennedy? Am I being X'd? Aren't you like somebody?
Okay, first, let's talk about Bev's lips. Judge Beverly Cannoni is wearing red lipstick. What do you predict for the coming season of the Karen Reed trial? Season 2. Do you see a red-lipped Bev getting sassy? Do you see her rejecting the notion of anyone but Lally coming forth to present this fucked up case? So far, this seems like a documentary I'm watching. I'm going back a little bit. I'm enjoying this moment with the Bubbles voice, and also Madam Court Reporter, bless her. Look at this is why is it this is the most realistic shit. I bet she fucking would love to hold this cat.
Okay, welcome back from summer break.
Do I have to I speak to you directly?
Okay, there's like no way you're that guy. Where's Jamie Kennedy? Am I being X'd? Aren't you like somebody? I gotta wipe your friggin' ass throughout
Oh
this-
my fucking God. Everybody clean your room. Everyone clean your room. Go to your room. Go to your room. Go to your room. Go to your room. Everyone go to your room. Go to your room right now. Put on your best pants. Get your best pants. Get them on. Get them on. Put your good pants on. Put that shirt down. That shirt is fucking filthy. Put it down, darling. Put that shirt down. Mia, go brush your teeth, hon. Des, is that poop or chocolate? Get it off your face. Get it off your face. Ernie, you're covered in cuts and bruises. What were you and Wendy doing? Both of you, go wash your face. Go wash your face. Everyone calm down. Everyone calm down. Taryn, you're the oldest. I need you to go get Tiff, the other oldest. I need you to get these kids in line. Nurse Kim is here. She's in the house. Okay? She's in the house. She's right fucking behind you. Okay? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, the whore's here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Call my asshole Pete Wentz. I was going to say, because it has a big dick in it. It's about to fall out, boy. Oh, also a good punchline. This is incredible. Nurse Kim is here. Everybody calm down. I know. I see she's here. She's right behind us. Do I look okay? Listen, if you act like we didn't have a Grease and a Grease 2 car karaoke last night, then I don't know. Did you sing Cool Rider? Also, Uncle Frank, hide the pills. Nurse Kim is here. She'll bring you more pills. Just hide the ones you have so that she thinks you're out. Listen, Darlene, take the pens out of you. Take them out for right now. Everyone calm down. Okay, Nurse Kim is here. Let's fucking go. Nurse Kim says, okay, we're going. We're watching the horror.
Whole trial too? Okay, there's no way I'm missing the BET Awards for this. Jimmy Pooh, do you TiVo my BET Awards?
If I may.
Go ahead, Mr. Jackson.
Down to the exact gyration, the new reconstruction tech can recreate the January 28 freak-offs. Our machine will also recreate a craft services table where it will give you chips.
What about the chips?
As the freak-offs go on and your body gets more and more famished, the craft services table will regenerate the chips you need.
Yeah, okay. And?
As the freak-offs go on. The machine did not know the difference between a bite of a chip and a bit of a chip in the sandwich.
This is an incredible metaphor. I know that this is meant to be parody, but honestly, you can tell that this motherfucker is riddled with some sort of autistic math brilliance, because taking actual chips from a craft table, from a craft food services table, which by the way are notoriously bad, like just not good. It's like a bowl of M&Ms. One of my buddies stole a bowl of M&Ms off of the set of Batman Returns and no one fucking noticed. All right? Because they're so bad. What a great, really a fantastic metaphor for the actual problem between bit and bite in reference, or I guess in context to the Massachusetts versus Karen Reed hearing. Very fascinating stuff. Was it Video Jesus who was on Aussie Insider explaining this shit? Now, here comes this little fucking whore to dumb it down for you, and I absolutely love it. It's a great metaphor. Should be used in court, to be honest. Also, in case you guys don't know, my goal by the end of 2024 is to get your Aunt Deborah actually inserted as evidence into the trial. Not to hurt Karen, to help Karen. Because there are nuggets of brilliance here. that I think could really help sway a jury. Oh my God. Nurse Kim, super stickered. Kids, you're going to the zoo. Thank you so much, Nurse Kim. I will use this to nourish the family and I will not buy drugs with it. I promise you that. I promise you that. God damn, we gotta love her. Did you kids put your good pants on? Put your good walk. Why aren't you wearing pants? Baby fingers. Baby fingers. It is spot on, isn't it? But also, put your pants on, please.
When can you have it done by? What time? When? I got things to do.
He did say Christmas. This is important that I would tell him. And I said, no, Christmas.
Only Miss
Correct.
Park.
If I was going to get my point across, I would have done it.
Okay, tell me the truth. What are you doing in my courtroom when you should be out there looking for your bite-sized children and fixing your shrink ray machine? Why is Rick Moranis here?
This is all about
Rick Moranis has had a really tough life. Like the past year, he got fucking decked. Babe, what happened to Rick? Didn't he get hit in the face or attacked by a gang? Yeah, Rick Moranis got, honey, someone shrunk my orbital bone by someone. Like legit. Caught alive early. God damn it, Daniel. I got so excited. I almost choked. Damn it, Daniel. Daniel, I know you're a boy, but you can stay. We told you that. Especially because you came to Papa Bob's special. And I appreciate that. I appreciate. All right, let's keep watching.
Constitution. Well, look who's coming back. Take that, bitch. You would forgive me.
Was that TT? Was that TT? Was that TT? Was that TT? Why is she in the trial? Remember when the landlord touched her? Oops. Uh-oh.
Why is Rick Moranis here?
This is all about the Constitution. Well, look who's coming back. Take that, bitch. You would forgive me. I have not finished watching 1 through 12 of Auntie Deb's.
When? Jimmy, when? Deb, when?
Honor, I can't make it. I will have pink eye. That is a Jackson family tradition.
Listen,
Pause.
spaghetti.
Pause. That was the best moment. That was the best moment. A Jackson family tradition of getting pink eye is, for a moment I was like, am I related to Jackson?
Children and fixing your shrink ray machine. Why is Rick Moranis here?
This is all about the Constitution. Well, look who's coming back. Take that, bitch. You would forgive me. I have not finished watching 1 through 12 of Auntie Deb's.
When? Jimmy, when? Deb, when?
Honor, I can't make it.
You know, Clam, you do, especially after the tea incident, which, by the way, we got to do something with Boston Harbor, the tea party, and the Chinese tea you drank that gave you the shits. I see something there in the form of merch, but I don't think there should be shit splatter on the merch or any spray diarrhea in any sort of pictorial form. However, I love the insinuation of it, and we need to table this for a committee meeting. Maybe we'll have an emergency vote later. There's got to be a way to loop in the Chinese tea to a tea party angle. We need to figure it out without promoting it, because it does blow your asshole out like it's an Aunt Deb party. But in all seriousness, we got to figure out what's the angle, kids, marketing wise. Get ready for the next meeting because we need to discuss this. There's no way we cannot. Yeah, not Haley is. If not Haley's here, kids, you're going to go get bricks. We're going to throw them. Ernie, I thought someone broke in and made sandwiches and left. Oh my God, that would be so nice if they do that. It'd be so nice. If someone broke into my house to make me food, by all means. Like, I'm not saying like, look, I'm not going to go into gold and say, I'm not going to, okay. Everything I'm thinking right now is inappropriate, but if they broke in to make me food, there are some instances where it wouldn't be okay. But pants off, kids, pants off. Nurse Kim said pants off. It's up to her. She's the guest.
I will have pink eye. That is a Jackson family tradition.
Listen, spaghetti. I don't give a shit what you gotta reschedule your bottle and can crimes that you stick it up for in Woburn District. Okay, you let them know Bev needs you freaking.
You talking about that John Goodman fella who's like, I remember that scene. I like the way you die, boy, in Django Unchained. You talking about that guy? The guy who looks like he wants to be shot with 1,000 Bibles? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think this might be WrestleMania, but let's keep watching.
In here, and if anyone gives you any shit, give them
Oh,
my
wait.
number. All right, Spaghetti. Speaking of, you owe me a plate of Yannetti spaghetti.
Hey, Bev.
Yannetti spaghetti. I'm going back. I'm sorry. I'm going back. But also, Mrs. Parks had an Illuminati dinner. She sent me pictures. She ate at the restaurant from Ted. Miss Parks, I'm sorry if you're upset that I told him she ate at the restaurant from the movie Ted. You know how I like to reference the movie Ted? Because I do. I've done it twice. This is the third time. I think that movie is ahead of its time, even though Marky Mark did beat the shit out of a Vietnamese guy once, which is horrible. It's pretty horrible. But that movie is very funny. The movie Ted with the teddy bear, it's very funny. Something about a teddy bear being very filthy is very funny to me. I really liked it. Miss Parks, part of the coastal elite, enjoyed an Illuminati supper. She did have to explain to her husband what the Illuminati is and the entire Karen Reed trial. So please pray for him as well.
Spaghetti. Speaking of, you owe me a plate of Yannetti spaghetti.
Hey, Bev,
I'll allow it.
cheer up. Spaghetti from Yannetti's like a Hallmark card.
The Grease references. The Grease references go back.
Yannetti spaghetti.
Hey, Bev, cheer up. Spaghetti from Yannetti's like a Hallmark card.
You will denounce the moon. You will denounce it. It hurt Kim somehow. Now do you denounce it?
We'll do it.
Oh, Jesus, Hank.
It
What the
might
f-
do, AJ.
Now I gotta rush.
Russia.
Motion heard.
Sure.
Dud.
Wake up and strain your brain to much disdain.
Alright.
Murder,
Oh.
murder. Don't leave your bed, you know, fool. Watch it on the job, you old slob.
This is about the time when you're going to want to put a notebook, some sort of trapper keeper over your fucking boner. Because, oh my God, are we about to see Grease?
Much disdain. Murder, murder, murder. Don't leave your bed, you know, fool. Watch it on the job, you old
Baby Fishmouth. This is what happens when you go to Disney World. And also, you get in fights. And also, is that us? Oh my God. Look, 29 watching. That's you guys. Look, Adam Drive. Look at all the references. Am I watching True Detective? Oh my God. Why do I have this bone?
slob. You're going to denim man. Get off your ass. Not up and singing for some wine and argue with some strangers online.
You got more problems than just being a bite. She's known to take a swing. Okay, all right.
Sharon, you've moved up to the select board. You are now select secretary. Nurse Kim has announced you are the moment.
The crab in danger, she's the diva, the star. If you dismiss right now, she'll make it in time for the bar. This motion's her.
Baby Fishmouth, come with select board member Bob Dad into the kitchen real quick. Listen to me. If you say to your fucking aunt that this is a cult, if you fuck this up for us, Grand Canyon, you understand? You want to go to the Grand Canyon again? Don't do that. Don't tell her it's a cult. Don't tell her. You're not supposed to. We wait until they're in and then we tell them. How are you not getting this by now? God damn it, Baby Fishmouth. Also, Baby Fishmouth is sweeping the nation. Let's go back.
The star. If you dismiss right now, she'll make it in time for the bar. This motion's her. Only crustaceans up the food chain. She got a strong brain, conducts the whole train. The slips ain't science, take a deal to appeal. With no hindsight right now, shut up and take the raw deal. This motion's heard, motion's heard, motion's heard.
Starred comment.
Not deferred, disprove, intervening. Oh, look, it's lunchtime, Paris, Atlantic Ocean, where we were reeling.
Okay, Bob's going to give you an extra 20K for that little side committee you wanted, all right? But don't tell anybody because I'm embezzling it. You understand?
United Jackson better rock and stay running and laughing. She never gets her way. You're honorable, cannot be disbarred. She thinks she's Steven now. Just wait till open bar. This motion's heard, motion's heard, not deferred. Disprove, intervening. Oh, look, it's lunchtime, crab breaks in Atlantic Ocean, where were wheeling, dealing. Larger than life of collusion. Rats every butter. Vehicular contusion is all to see.
We need to get Aunt Deb to do a thong song. Oh my God. There has to be a thong song parody somewhere in this trial. We'll figure it out. Starring this for inspiration. Again. This is what I'm thinking, Ernie. I think this is what's going on. Mr. Parks is so Illuminati, he doesn't even know he's Illuminati. I think that maybe he thinks it's a country club. I'm hoping that's how Miss Parks explained it. Imagine if we can get them in the Illuminati. We can't even get us in. What if we could get them in? Table it. Darlene, can I make this a shirt starring it? You think she's thieving now? Just wait till open bar. This motion's heard, not deferred. Nurse Kim, don't worry, we will be killing the moon for you. We have discussed shooting it in the face in the past. I do believe that there is a way to get rid of it. We're working on it. Got to get rid of the gnats in my kitchen. Moon is next. Promise. Irish, don't make me drag you out of this meeting like you're fucking Rita. You understand? The moon would. It wouldn't, it did. Clam, we talked about this. You're not looking up at the moon. You're looking down on the moon because the moon is below us. God damn it, Ernie. Why not? Nurse Kim is bricked up from the dick up. Half chub, we'll allow it. Oh my God. Just Irish, come back into the living room. You know what? Maybe you're not grounded. Maybe we're not going to drag you out like Rita. Maybe this is when Bob throws Rita down on the desk. Because this is a great idea. Select board dropout instead of beauty school dropout, starring it. Oh, look, it's lunchtime. Grab race Atlantic Ocean, where we were living. Motions heard. Rabbit, I'm glad you're back, Rabbit. Rabbit, we're letting Chicken Man.
Buried lead now.
Whoa.
Buried.
I just want to show you some spyware shit and tell you how it's bullshit, but it's time. It's time we go down to something. Listen, Rabbit's got a debut coming up. We can't miss it. I must insist. I must insist that we all gather for the debut of this. I have questions. Rabbit, you have to spend your government stipends on underpants. It's a good idea, actually. Everyone's bricked up as fuck. We need everyone to cover your genitals, kids. Rabbit's doing a history deep dive on the 31st. All plans are canceled on the 31st. We are watching Rabbit's history deep dive, and then we will go live after. We will discuss it, because what is he doing? What is this guy doing? Oh, that's going to eat it. That's going to eat me alive. All right. Let me show you my face. How are you doing today? I'm wearing my Beavis and Butthead shirt because work sucks. And I have to say how I feel on my shirt. Objection to that guy. Also, why is this guy naked? Okay, whatever. You know what? My algorithm's fucked. Here's what I want to do. I want to tell you guys thank you to everybody who went to Dad's Boyfriend's link. If you haven't seen it, I put it on the community post. Got something for me, Rabbit? What do you got? What do you got for the group? The 31st. Is that even a date, Rabbit, or did you just pick a day that doesn't exist? That would be so fucking Rabbit of you. I can't believe Nurse Kim is here and you guys weren't wearing any pants. It's fine. Luckily, she's a pantsless hoe, and we love that about Nurse Kim. Nurse Kim, who do we fight? Who can we bloodlet for you? I'll hang him upside down and fucking skin him like a deer. What are we doing? Who are we hurting? You're all beautiful. I love your beautiful faces. Oh, Reddit has a feature to share. Okay, well, I got to type this in Reddit because it doesn't let me copy the links. Even Select Board Bob can't copy links anymore. YouTube is very finicky. Oh gosh, V9VA_D and Deb NQ I love you question mark feature that I'm one of those people. I'll just type it in. Fuck it. Oh, look. Oh, that's me. Uh-oh, what is this? Is this the past? Oh, I hate watching myself, Rabbit, but you did make this. So I'll watch it. I guess we'll watch it. You're straight Winnie the Poohin'? You talking about shirt cocking? Are you shirt cock? By the way, kids, if you don't know what shirt cocking is, Dad and Dad's boyfriend has a whole song about it on our SoundCloud. Shirt cocking is where you just wear a shirt, no pants, no chones. It's a thing. It's sweeping. Shirt cocking is sweeping the nation. New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. YouTube does need a bedpan. It does. Ooh, bloodletting. Very OG. I'm in. I know you love a good bloodletting. Speaking of bloods and letting, Sue Woo to all of you today. What Rabbit, I'm gonna have to watch this later. Because I gotta show them something else. I gotta show them the spy shit. It's really bothering me. And I think Rabbit might be interested in this actually. You're a poo, but not a winner. You're all winner the poos in this house. Do you understand? Okay. None of you are getting Grand Canyon today. You all did great. You behaved. Bird gang, gang, gang. Poop on all the lawns you want. It's your day. All right. Here's what we're doing. I have to show you something. Ronan Farrow, who honestly, you know, don't disagree with, like a lot of what Ronan says. Ronan's a very good journalist. Ronan, though, has been riding the dick of Spyware for a while. I'm pretty into this dick ride. I think it's a good one because Ronan's been pulling out a lot of information that I think the general public in the U.S. needs to hear. Now, you know that we were going to talk about spies for a while. We're still going to do it this week, but we're going to go a little bit backwards. Why did he break up with John Lovett? I don't know. Maybe the psoriasis, but we'll figure it out. So Ronan's been chasing Spyware dick, trying to figure out, you know, who's spying on us. What are these AIs doing? Now, your dad's been on this fucking trip for a while. All right. I wrote a whole fucking rap about it. The AIs have access to fucking everything and all of it. And for those of you who don't know, here, let me pop my little face up here real quick. For those of you who don't know, IBM, if you remember, what was his name? Not Walter, not Wilson. What's his fucking name? Fuck. What was the name of the computer from Jeopardy that Sean feeds? He doesn't remember. Oh, it's Watson. So remember I told you guys how my boyfriend in high school is a gay man who I took to prom, who I absolutely love. And I did that specifically because, you know, I was his patsy for years. And it was because his mom wanted to send him to a camp. Likely she would have done this. There were threats. A camp where he would have had a lot of fun and probably touched a lot of wieners, but it's called Pray the Gay Away Camp. And, you know, in the South, they do that to the boys. So when you don't want your gay boyfriend to go have a good time, you patsy for him. You be his beard. All right. Because if I don't get to touch him, you don't get to either. Anyway, I thought I was protecting him. The point is protecting him from a good time. Right. So back then, like, he's really into computers and stuff, just like your dad is, but he does it on the flip flop, on the up. All right. He does coding and stuff like that. He does all the fun stuff. I fuck with people. Or at least I did. Anyway, he feeds Watson, or at least he did for a long time. That was his job at IBM. A lot of people at IBM, that's their job. Watson didn't go away. The supercomputer that fought that guy on Jeopardy didn't go away. It's still here. All of the AI that is funneled into IBM goes into Watson. That he is the supercomputer, the processor, he's everything. So the more information that gets fed in, I wouldn't say the closer it comes to getting sentient, which is what everybody seems to think, but it's more of like the more it can cater to you, adjust to you. It can find, how do I put this? Averages. Okay. If we're thinking math, think like your whore aunt, think math wise. You know what I mean? There's averages in everything. You know, if most of the people vote this way and some people vote this way, with AI that has all of the information in it, it can balance the average, right? or can it? Can it only balance the average of the information it's given or of the whole populace? These are questions about AI that a lot of people have when it comes to predicting the future, predicting stocks, creating the little videos, the art, the music, Turd's music. If artists' information wasn't plugged into the AI wouldn't be spitting anything out. So as more info gets put in, the AI becomes more advanced, but not just that, the options become more and more. Now, I happen to think, and actually I totally agree, and that's why that's Frank Sinatra's son. If you guys don't know, Ronan, the big argument, because Mia was fucking Frank Sinatra at the time, is this Woody Allen kids or Frank Sinatra's kids? I don't know. You take a look. We'll see him in a minute. 100% Sinatra's son. Anyway, AI, it's not just about more advancement. It's about more options, right? So while the AI could still suck, it could suck because it's got too many options to pull from. Not enough to make an average, not enough for a ratio. So in these instances, you kind of have an overabundance of capabilities, information, all these different things that it can do. And eventually you kind of forget about the little stuff, right? So a long time ago, 20 years ago almost, when privacy agreements started getting more and more fucking tight, they started also including more things in them. They got smaller and smaller fonts, and there became more and more things that they were requesting of you. It kind of started with the iPhone. Really, it started before that, but let's be real. It started with the iPhone, the App Store. All of these things wouldn't have been possible without that. But the beauty of the iPhone was that it was simple, right? A lot of people really like it because it's simple. It gives you limited options. It's kind of really great for a busy brain, isn't it? It kind of keeps you from having to make too many decisions. Do I want to go back a little bit? Do I want to go back all the way? Do I want to go back to the home page, or do I just want to go back one page to where I was? Do I want to go back 3 tabs? Do I want to have multiple tabs? Like, it really limited. You can just touch one button. You don't have 50, It's kind of like in the grocery store when you go, and there's a really great book. I want to say it's Colin McCann, but I don't really remember who wrote it. It might have been called Let the Great World Spin. And part of it is all about like making choices. There's this one specific passage in it that I remember about the grocery store. And when you go in there, like there's people who, and the author explained this too once on an interview. I wish I could remember if that's his name. Anyway, you go in and you can, when you used to just have Kicks, if you had Kicks, cornflakes, and a chocolate one, those are your options. That's it. It's going to take you less time, but there's still going to be people who stand there and go, oh, fuck. And they have to really think about it. Which one am I going to get? When you have 100 options, there are people who will still just pretend they have 3, or they know exactly what they want and they'll grab it. Then there's people who stand there and they worry and they think and they start to question, do I want to spend money and try something new? Having options makes people be more willing to branch out. It makes people more willing to try other things. AI, I think everybody's kind of scared of the wrong thing. I think everybody's scared that it's going to take your nudes, or it's going to become sentient, or it's going to steal your credit card number. I'm more concerned with, is it going to market a bunch of shit to me? And then I'm going to have to make choices. And if it's too good of marketing, am I going to fucking lose everything? Because you remember what happened when Dad went to Vegas, to that casino. If I'm around too much, if it's too overwhelming, I'm just fine, take my money. You know what I mean? I think that is what's going to be the downfall of American civilization and the middle class. Because people used to get concerned that there were too many toy commercials on Saturday morning cartoons. Well, now look at the amount of marketing advertising coming to your kids in every possible format, on YouTube, on their apps, through their messenger, through Facebook, on the television, in school. They give them iPads. I mean, the possibilities, the marketing, it's too much. It's overwhelming. Ronan Farrow, yeah, overstimulation drains me too. You guys remember when I walked down Fremont Street, right? That was too much. Like, all of you seemed horrified. I was horrified. I was there. It was horrible. But like, what do you do when you're overstimulated? What do you do when you're at a festival and you're thirsty and the only water is $12, or you can go to the hose? But in order to get to the hose, you have to go through crowds and crowds of people. You've got sores on your feet. You're tired. You know that you need to pay rent, but fuck it, just take my $12. You know? It can be really so many obstacles to get to the thing that you want that you just kind of settle, you know? Or you just kind of, okay, I'll just take this cereal because it's just, I don't have time for all this. I'll just get what I wanted. I love hose water too. It was a bad metaphor. But anyway, Ronan Farrow has been studying spyware and all of its capabilities. And for some reason, everybody is now free. This is just like the Epstein thing. You know, I was screaming about it in 2008, 2009. It took fucking 15 years for people to catch up with my rage. The reason I'm constantly talking about, like, what is a cookie? Why do we need to know, you know, what data they're taking? Why is it important to give your DNA without consideration that the government's going to come after you? It's not that you need to be scared of. It's busting your relatives who might have killed someone that you should be scared of, you know, or look forward to, depending on if you like that uncle. There's just so many things out there that I've been freaked out about AI that really has to do with choices, options, capabilities. A lot of people are freaking out over art theft. People are stealing my design. Yeah, that's just the beginning of it. Like, people don't realize that when you get an app like TikTok, they can turn your phone on and off and take anything, any image that phone sees or hears, and they now own it, regardless of whether you're in the app or not. So if you're fucking and your phone happens to be propped up, it can see you fucking. All right. Simultaneously, there have been times in the past when a woman's getting the shit kicked out of her by her husband and she's near death, and Alexa called the police because Alexa can recognize what the fuck is going on. There's plus sides and there's negatives. Ronan started looking into that. Who are the companies that are inventing these things? What is their overall agenda? When it comes to this spyware, what exactly are they harvesting and for who? Because remember, a lot of these companies, just like Telegram, who are they ran by? Saudis and Russians and the Chinese. Now, at the risk of sounding like a Vietnam War veteran, it's a little bit spooky. So I'm going to play this news article for you, and I'm going to tell Nurse Kim, thank you so much. Nurse Kim, have you ever been to a casino? They are fucking terrifying. I can't be in one. The slots are fun. In case you guys didn't know, Pig, it killed me. I couldn't stop playing Pig. I loved seeing the money shoot out of its asshole every time I pushed a button, and sometimes not at all. It would just snort at me. And I also really loved the Little Shop of Horrors one, where it's the fucking big plane. He's like, I don't remember the words, but it's still like upsetting. I get PTSD. It took all my money. Thank you, Nurse Kim. The casino taketh away. I'll get my money back. That's what they all say when they start their addictions. I'm so happy she's here. Oh my God, we don't deserve it. Then I will put lips on my ass and the world can kiss it. God damn it, Darlene, starring that. Darlene, you deserve your own merch line, frankly. You really do. Don't call me frankly. HEB Plus scares the shit out of me, but also it intrigues me. We're getting one. They're building the one near my house. They're making it bigger, and I'm going to cry because it's going to have American barbecue, and I can't wait. This is so exciting. All right, so let's see what Ronan found out, okay? Because Ronan, if he's the son of Woody, probably would have found some nudes like Poopa Trocta and been like, meh. But I think he's the son of Sinatra, so he's going to swoon us to death with a lot of data that I really want to hear about.
Buried lead now. Buried lead is what we call stories we think deserve much more attention than they're getting.
Thank you. Been saying it. Thank you. Thank you for saying it too, sir. Thank you so much. Is this a tapper? Is this Mr. Jake Tapper? Jake just the tipper? Thank you for saying it now. 10 years too late. Thank you. Thank you.
Our buried lead now. Buried lead is what we call stories we think deserve much more attention than they're getting.
No, because what a buried lead actually is in journalism, it's when you bury a lead because you don't have faith in your reporter, or you're an asshole, or you have an agenda, sir. What is your agenda? Why have you been hiding this? And also, if you're going to call it a buried lead, don't lead with it. You fucking weirdo. That's a cute pocket square, though.
Our buried lead now. Buried lead is what we call stories we think deserve much more attention than they're getting. It's the one object most of us probably would not want to leave home without, our smartphones. But a new documentary reveals how your phone could actually be spying on you, not just tracking your every move, but handing over your access.
Again, we know this. We know this. Why they're telling us now? Wonder why. Really think about the timing of it all. 10 years too late. They did this shit with Epstein. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I hate that shit. But I'm saying, again, we knew a decade beforehand. Why is it coming out now? Why? Because I think now they're about to really fucking spy on us. That's why.
All your personal photos and your texts and your emails, even turning on your phone's microphone and camera, recording you without you even knowing it. It's a terrifying scenario, and it's no longer the stuff of sci-fi thrillers. You can learn about it in the new HBO documentary, Surveilled, which comes to HBO on Wednesday. Take a look.
So you're hacking these phones. What kinds of reactions did you get?
It's jaw-dropping. It's very impressive the first time that you see it.
What was the pitch that you were offering these governments?
Usually we had like one iPhone, one Android device. We used to demonstrate how we can exfiltrate the data from those devices, actively take snapshots of the screen or pictures from the camera, actively record good microphones.
What should the average citizen...
For the record, I think that Ronan might be in Budapest right now, but I do think that he's in somewhere in vicinity to where a lot of the Russian bot farms are, which are kind of spread. But I do think he might be in Budapest here. There's a ton of the bot farms in Budapest, and they also happen to run a lot of the scraping of data from your phones and from all the shit that's been taken from you once they either purchase it or steal it from companies. Very spooky stuff. This is also why this is obviously a whistleblower, I think.
Screen or pictures from the camera, actively record good microphones.
What should the average citizen in any country in the world know about this company and this technology?
It's very powerful. It's very intrusive.
Should people be concerned?
Yeah.
Here now, Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist and producer of HBO's documentary Surveilled, which I should note, like CNN, is owned by Warner Brothers Discovery. Here with us,
Jake. If we're gonna do that, hun, if we're gonna talk about who owns what and who owns who, look, I'm as liberal as they come. I'm telling you, if we're gonna talk about that, you got to bring up Viacom. You got to bring up AOL. You got to bring up Time Warner. You got to bring up Disney. Be transparent as fuck. Love this tie on you, but be transparent, sir. Okay, let's not say that with a hint of shade, especially when old Ronan here is written for Condé Nast. Let's calm down a bit. Know your role, sir.
Ronan Farrow. Ronan, good to see you. Congratulations on the new docs. As spyware companies say that their programs can help authorities prevent terrorism, fight criminals, but critics also warn that spyware can violate civil liberties. And you have first-hand experience because you've been a target of spyware because of your reporting on Harvey Weinstein. Explain all of this.
I have been targeted by both old school surveillance and also tech-driven surveillance, or have had my phone location tracked, for instance. And it opened up a world to me of just how commonplace this is. And what we've seen in recent years, Jake, is the world already knows that under repressive regimes, this happens all the time. We saw the prominent example of Jamal Khashoggi, the Washington Post journalist who was murdered, and there was an allegation that
he was chopped up with a bone saw. You guys all know. I once almost had my ass beat. Well, I got my ass beat by a girl named Bone Saw. We called her Bone Saw. She was scary as fuck. That was pre-Bone Saw, Bone Saw. This guy actually bone sawed someone. Unfortunately, Vince McMahon then said, hey, you seem like a good guy, and then did a big wrestling deal with them. So I'm pretty pissed about that still. But Khashoggi was an American journalist and a whistleblower, in my opinion. And this is really spooky dooky stuff, you guys. The CIA has capabilities right now where they can mirror anybody's phone. They did it. They did it looking for Osama bin Laden. They mirrored the phones of the couriers. So this technology's been around for a long time. What's spooky about it is that when you extend it upon average Americans and do it with corporate overlords and do it with the Americans' permission, well, now it's not a crime, is it? because you got to get that filter for your Snapchat. If you don't get to be a puppy or a kitty, I am not a cat. If you don't get to do that, then why give them over all your social security numbers of your friends and family and your life and everybody's phone number and everything, your credit card? Why give them all that if you can't be a kitty? People are willing to give away a lot for very little. And that is what's spooky, is that they've convinced us we need to be a cat.
The phones of people around him, this very powerful spyware, Pegasus, was found. Pegasus can turn your phone into a listening device. It can, without you ever knowing, crack into your photos, your most personal data. And we've seen a string of those examples around the world. But now we've seen it happen in Western democracies over and over again. Part of this film is set in Spain, where we document one of the largest clusters of political dissidents, opposition politicians, activists, civil society members, all being hacked. And we've seen similar scandals in Poland, in Greece. So part of the message of this film is it could happen here, and that we've seen the beginnings of that under the first Trump administration, there was the purchase.
Yes, and beware. This is a great point, because I drove by there when we were in LA. I was pretty obsessed with figuring out whether or not it's true that they offer free Wi-Fi, and they do. They offer you free Wi-Fi when you walk by the Scientology building, and that is for a reason. Because the second you take advantage of it, guess what you're giving up?
Purchase of this same technology, Pegasus. The FBI said only to test, but the New York Times later reported they came very close to operationalizing it. And in recent months, Jake, we've seen ICE, for instance, purchase a similar powerful Israeli spyware technology from a company called Paragon. So you now have Donald Trump coming in.
And this is not Paragon Cable Circle 1995. This is a new one, and they're spooky.
With campaign promises including mass deportation and technology that could really transform the way that those promises are executed in a way that civil liberties experts and privacy law experts tell me everyone should be afraid of, whether you're in a vulnerable category like a journalist or an activist or someone awaiting an immigration hearing or not. Because once you start using this without guardrails, what we've seen in all of these cases around the world is democracy falls away, and suddenly people who don't expect to be on lists are being targeted, and it's a basis for them being intimidated.
So there's a fascinating scene in your documentary where a now former member of the European Parliament from Spain, who was in favor of independence for Catalonia, has his phone tested to see if it had been infected with spyware, and it was determined it had been at least twice. What is it like to find out that there has been surveillance going on, electronic surveillance going on for you, since you went through that too? And what can I do? What can our viewers do to try to make sure that this doesn't happen to them, other than not clicking on unfamiliar emails and texts?
Well, that little vignette is a great example of the stakes, because that's a politician who is peacefully pushing for a specific agenda. In this case, there's an autonomous region in Spain, semi-autonomous, Catalonia, that you mentioned, and there's a lot of activists there, and there's politicians representing the people there. We think it should be independent.
My God. Ariel, yes. And you notice how when he bought Twitter, there started to be more, well, there was less regulation, more hate speech, obviously, but we also started getting RPN network and these, I can't remember what the app was called. I used to have it. I used it once, but it's basically where a bunch of people can gather and talk, and you had to be invited, and it was fucking annoying. It's all these fucking irritating weirdos like this guy Lex and all these fucking people who go on there and they talk about tech and stuff, and they talk about it in a very like, oh, it's no big deal way. And then they fearmonger the shit that you really shouldn't worry about, like these ideals, these almost like philosophies. Like it's like they're fearing a philosophical war that they're inventing in their head, but the real problems in front of them, like the active app they are using, is really what is terrifying and what we should be scared of. And here's the great part. You actually have full control over it. That is the infuriating and great part. It's great because once you know, but it's infuriating because they don't make it easy to know, you know? So in a way, you can harness your data and decide what to give out. You can decide what to preserve. You can decide who to give it to. But really, you don't expect something like a cat filter to be the end all be all crumbling of the nightmare life you've created for yourself, right? So it's really fucking wild to me that the focus is so off course, and it always has been. But a lot of these apps, especially Twitter, the more they expand, the more info they're taking. The more info, or the more, I should say, capabilities they're offering you, trust me, you're giving them something in return. Whether it's something you should be scared of is really determinant on whether or not you're willing to try and control it. Because you can go into Facebook and you can opt out of all kinds of things. You can go into, I'm sure when WeChat and, you know, when Telegram, when Snapchat, when all of the different platforms, I hate saying at the end of the day, but I'm about to say it, at the end of the fucking, let's say at the end of our lifetime, when it comes down to it, that's a good one. When it comes down to it, we're going to see a lot of data that is going to piss people off for one reason or another. And I don't think it's going to have much to do with what we thought we'd be upset about. I think it's going to have more to do with, why is my kid's picture on that billboard? You feel me?
You can agree with that or not. But what you saw is that his discussions of that policy effort in private and in the European Parliament were potentially all being disgorged to his political enemies, who at the same time were cracking down. The regime in Madrid was behind a bunch of violent arrests and crackdowns in that region. So you see a shrinking space for just forms of free.
Oh my God, just one night and a little bit of champagne, according to Mia. Whew. I mean, tell me this isn't Frank Sinatra's son. Look at this. No lip filler. Just looks like that. Look at the nose. There's no... Oh, I came from the loins of Woody Allen. No, I don't buy it for a second. Fuck that.
Expression. And that means, you know, less freedom of press, less freedom of political opposition. Everyone should be worried about that. And
oh my God. Also, the octopus, because I'm going back because I like watching them talk. Look at this beautiful baby boy. The octopus conspiracy, that is, I don't even know why they call that a conspiracy, frankly, because that just seems like a covert, really good murder investigation. But unfortunately, it was done by a journalist, so fuck.
Representing the people there, we think it should be independent. You can agree with that or not. But what you saw is that his discussions of that policy effort in private and in the European Parliament were potentially all being disgorged to his political enemies, who at the same time were cracking down. The regime in Madrid was behind a bunch of violent arrests and crackdowns in that region. So you see a shrinking space for just forms of free expression. And that means, you know, less freedom of press, less freedom of political opposition. Everyone should be worried about that. And to the other part of your question, on a personal level, it's devastating. We also have the stories in this film of just innocent bystanders, completely apolitical family members of people who were targeted, who also got infected. We have
also, I love this comment, Laura. You're right. You're fucking right, dude. He is Dr. Evil. And here's another thing that I want to point out that's really, really, really important, I think, is that when people are taking your phone's information, and the information is dicks and farts and poops, fine. But what if you're a journalist? What if you're someone trying to protect a source? And what if they try to do to you what they did to Jack Carricow, one of their own, and they try to imprison you? I mean, you got, not you guys, but a bunch of people like to suck off Turtle Boy, right? What if the capabilities were so advanced that someone could have gone in and gotten rid of evidence that would exonerate him from the accusations, if you will? What if our government had that capability? Well, it's not a what if, they do. And they have as much capability to take it from you and hide it as they do to cover it up themselves. Think of it as the data is John O'Keefe, and the company that owns the app is Jen McCabe. Okay. And then the state of Massachusetts is Steve Jobs. Like, that's what we're working with here. All right.
We have another scene where, you know, the sibling of an activist, it gets tested and they find in real time she's been infected.
Clubhouse.
We have, you know,
by the way, Clubhouse was fucking lame. I hated it.
Doctors whose patients' information is compromised, and you don't know where that information is going or how it's going to be held over you, used against you, used as a basis for some illicit arrest.
And this is why I love him. Yes, exactly. Go back because I interrupt. I won't interrupt until we're done. I'm sorry. What a great report.
Family members of people who were targeted who also got infected. We have another scene where, the sibling of an activist, it gets tested and they find in real time she's been infected. We have, doctors whose patient's information is compromised and you don't know where that information is going or how it's going to be held over you, used against you, used as a basis for some illicit arrest. Now, these are things we don't expect in a democracy, but it is happening in democracies. And we have the tools here in this government to do it increasingly. So what the Trump administration does on this is going to be pivotal.
Well, what should Congress do? What should journalists do? What should the public do?
Couple of simple things. I mean, one is if you care about this issue and you see these stories and you're moved by it and you see how invasive this is and how it shrinks the space for you to operate freely in our society, you should write to your representative and say, hey, I care about regulation and legislation.
Or you could email them and then it'll get stolen. Or they'll preserve your email and put you on a list and then send you all those robocalls come election.
Legislation that is going to prevent this from being a free-for-all like we've seen in some of these other Western democracies. Two, on a personal basis, shut off your phone every day, reboot it. That doesn't foil every form of spyware, but it foils a lot of them, Jake.
It does. This is great.
Now, new developments in the Idaho.
We're going to get to that soon. That was great advice. Unfortunately, a lot of people will just keep their phone plugged in all the time and not let it die. Let mine die all the time. Here's the bad part. Bad for the battery to just let it die. So I'm an asshole. Fuck me. But every time it does that, it reboots. And that does cancel out a lot of issues that could arise from the data, if you will, that has been stored. Clearing out your cache, very important. Saving things on an external drive and then data dumping. Very good idea. The gas stations do it so they don't have to give information to courts of potential crimes in 6 months. They go, we don't have the space for this. We don't want to get involved. A lot of companies do it. In fact, I was talking to a consultant who I would really love to have on, but his job is a little, first of all, he's this fabulous dude that used to bang my old roommate, Cubby. And he has a job where essentially he is a consultant for different companies and agencies on how to cut costs and lower, liability for all kinds of things, but namely cybersecurity, online security, video and audio, tech stuff. He used to work with Target and Walmart on their security systems. And the reason he consults is because there are a lot of them that spend, like the bigger companies like Target, Walmart, namely, they spend a lot of time litigating cases that kind of have nothing to do with them. Like, for example, a woman got kidnapped outside of a Target in Houston. It was on film, right? So the guy had been following her in the store. So you would think just hand over the cameras, done, right? Well, it had happened 3 months before. And some of the people who were working security, the defense wanted to question them. One of them had retired and the other one was still working there. So now the employees are like, well, are you going to get me a lawyer, Target? Well, now they're embroiled in this. So the benefit of dumping security camera footage in 4 to 7 days is expanded greatly by them, these companies who have a ton of cameras, a ton of locations. The benefit for them is immense to data dump sooner. So that if anybody comes and says, do you have this? It's like, nope, we data dump every 7 days. Now we're not involved in shit from a month ago. The unfortunate part of that is that crimes can happen. And it can be violent crimes. Now, other consultants would tell them the benefit is that anybody who steals from your company and you find out later, for example, if a person who works there is stealing internally or they're writing stuff off on the inventory, you can find it easier if you have access to that video. So then they have to weigh the cost benefit analysis. How much time do we spend in court and representing employees and pulling footage for criminal prosecution that is beyond loss prevention versus how much do we lose from our own employees stealing from us? And then they make the decision based on that. Fascinating stuff. All right, now we're going to move on because we're hurrying. We've got a lot to cover and we've still got squirrel crimes to get to. But I want to give you an update on Kohberger. You know me, I could read it to you. I could pull court records, but we don't have any for this. We're going to rely on the news for this. And frankly, I thought, don't call me frankly, this Good Morning America summed it up the best. Because you know Nancy, she's going to throw the fucking twins in with the bath water and then talk about Keith's death. And then she's going to cry and then she's going to scream. And then she's going to name someone who had nothing to do with it and get them doxxed. We're not going to fuck with that today, even though it is funny. We're going to go straight to Good Morning America. I love her top. Let's watch.
New developments in the Idaho college murders case. Defense attorneys are challenging key evidence that they say was improperly obtained by police, including search warrants and DNA. Kana Whitworth joins us now with the latest. Good morning to you, Kana.
Yeah, Robin, good morning. So these are sweeping challenges that center around the investigative genetic genealogy and how authorities linked Kohberger to the crime in the first place, as well as his dramatic arrest in the dead of night, despite weeks of surveillance where they say he was seen unarmed.
This morning, new court filings from Brian Kohberger's defense team depict a chaotic night when the former PhD student was arrested at his parents' home in Pennsylvania. His lawyers claim during the raid, law enforcement broke the front door of the home, shattered the sliding glass door of the basement, and held the entire family at gunpoint. And that with his hands tied and surrounded by police at gunpoint, Kohberger made statements to his arresting officers. Despite not having his rights read to him, they want those statements thrown out, along with other key pieces of evidence lead defense attorney Ann Taylor argues were illegally gathered by law enforcement using his genetic information. Authorities linking Kohberger to the crime after they say they found DNA that was a statistical match on the button strap of a knife sheath at the crime scene, where Xana Kernodle, Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, and Ethan Chapin were found stabbed to death.
When law enforcement uses that positive match and then says, well, we need to go and get a search warrant because we have a positive match for Brian Kohberger, that the DNA evidence is tainted and anything comes from it is fruit from a poisonous tree.
The defense, who says Kohberger is innocent, claiming without that genetic information, there could have been no request for his phone records, which prosecutors also say implicate Kohberger. Taylor also challenging the way authorities gathered search warrants, especially pertaining to the search of Kohberger's car, a white Hyundai Elantra, as well as his Apple and Amazon accounts.
Okay, just to be clear, here's what we learned from Ronan. I'm thinking about wrestling again. Here's what we learned from Ronan. All right, 1, turn your phone off every night. Not necessarily to go to bed, but just once a night before bed or in the morning. Turn it off, restart it completely. All right. 2, read your privacy agreements. And that's not just from Ronan. I mean, that's from Miss Jessica up here. Jessica knows what the fuck she's talking about. I've been reading everything she says. I agree. And if you're going to transfer your data, fucking transfer it onto a hard drive, an external one, and then fucking mow through it and figure out where your vulnerabilities lie. All right. Don't download any .exe or any .app files unless you're sure what you're giving away first. In fact, don't download anything until you see and read the fine print. South Park couldn't have made it any clearer. Yet for some reason, we all laughed and nobody did it. It is infuriating. It is insufferable. It is annoying. But that's just what you have to do. You have to read it and then decide for yourself. Do I want to give up everyone on my contacts list, every photo that I have, everything I have texted to someone, all of my emails, my passwords, my face, my name, my blood, my firstborn son, and who I fucked in college? Is it worth it so that I can get bunny ears? Now, me personally, I might go, hell yeah, I fucking love bunny ears. I want to put them on my head. But really think about it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And if I got to show you a pretty-faced fuckboy of Frank Sinatra to convince you to do that, it's what we're going to do.
Now, Taylor says the warrants lacked probable cause. Now, this trial is set for August, but we're also still awaiting the judge's decision on the defense's request to have the death penalty taken off the table. guys.
Still so much up in the air there. Okay, Kana, thank you.
And of all the places to take a death penalty off a table, can we talk about this? Of all the places to take a death penalty off the table, you're going to do it at the place that's going to give you a firing squad? Dumb decision. Dumb decision. As Brian Koberger, who I think did it, he knows he fucking did it. Just take the firing squad, boy. You're not going to enjoy prison. All right? Especially with visual snow. You're going to hate it. What a bad decision. Simultaneously, get ready for Richard Allen 2.0, because if you thought the whack jobs came out last time, oh my God. Evidence that he purchased the weapon, his fingerprints on the weapon, genetic genealogy leading to his father, him having the exact car, him being within Bluetooth range, by the way. And you know what, Miss Jessica, thank you, because you did point something really great out earlier too about Bluetooth, right? Was that you? Every time you latch onto Bluetooth, you're giving up a little. Well, guess what? Brian Koberger gave up 12 fucking times. Good luck with that one. Good luck. Anybody who thinks that that motherfucker's innocent after what we've already seen, they didn't read it. They must not have read their privacy agreement. I mean, they're certainly not going to pick an audit for this board because you can't. That was you. Thank you. The Bluetooth thing. Yes, 100%. That is true. 100%. In fact, you have an IP address. Even when you leave your computer, you still have one. You have it attached to the phone, which is attached to your email, which was opened up on your computer, which is on your laptop, which also runs a Roku or a Tubi or a Netflix. And since you've watched it on that, you can also see it on your TV. And now your TV fucking has that IP address. Everything is linked. And not just by that, by megabits and megabytes. Just kidding. But in all seriousness, it's all connected. All right? If you open one account on one device in another person's house, you are going to show up in their associates list, on their white pages, on their social catfish, on their background people search. If you've ever wondered, why do I come up in the background people search of my ex-husband's new girlfriend? That's why. Because when you were dropping the kids off, you logged on to something or you were within range of their Wi-Fi. This is how it works. And that is why it gets hacked. Absolutely. Now, here's the great thing about repetition and about patterns. Koberger established a pattern, and you can see that every time he drives by that Bluetooth. Melissa, this is so fucking funny. I can't wait for that trial to start. That's the beef begins at Coffin Slopper. All right. I will fucking jack a beef up to 11 with that hoe. God damn, she's stupid. What a dumb fucking idiot. What a dumb whack job moron. No fucking way, bitch. Are you going to show the entire world how to Google wrong? It's really hard to fuck up Google trending. And yet this FBI hoe did. And you know what? I agree with you. I trust whatever Jennifer tells me. Just kidding. Just kidding. Sorry. Oh my God. Sexual chocolate. That's Mark Henry. Incredible wrestler. Very nice man. From here. From here. From here. You pissed off Miss Jessica. We're fucking with you, Jessica. We made a shirt about her. Tier 3 surveillance. Here, I'll pull it up. By the way, this is what the Boston cops keep fucking up. This is what they did this week. Fuck, it's crazy. Oh shit, I didn't even play it. Let me pull it up. Sorry. I'm going to start it over. I'm still stuck on the coffin twatter. You pissed off Miss Jessica. God, I love you too, Turbo. And we're not done, by the way, with Richard Allen. We're going to keep with that because I cannot stand the bullshit. Especially if an appeal is coming up. God bless him. God bless the people who want to argue with this bitch. I got all the time. Let's do it. All right. Now, the Massachusetts officers are skipping mandatory online training, and this is a problem because they're already poorly trained. What do you think about it? Check this out. God, this is infuriating too. You guys want to be mad with me?
To a WBZ exclusive. Each year, police officers in Massachusetts are required to do 40 hours of online training to keep up with new policies and changes in the law.
But WBZ has learned dozens of officers have found a way to skip through much of that training. WBZ's Louisa Moeller is live in Linfield. And Louisa, police chiefs across the state are just finding out about this.
Lisa, David, they found out about this late last week, and here's why this is important. First and most obvious, police officers are sworn to uphold the law. Honesty is crucial. And also, these trainings are required by law in order for police officers to maintain their certification to serve in the state. And as you said, sources are telling us this involves dozens of police officers.
We will now administer the Narcan.
Whether it's learning about treating overdose victims,
Kraken, I want to answer this question so bad because there is a relation, but not by blood and not by family. It's a little bit different, but there's a direct relation to her and I believe Morsi. I need to go double check to make sure, but yeah, there is it's not familial relation, but it is. We'll get to it. Let's watch this. Let's watch them fuck up, and then I'll tell you.
Maintain their certification to serve in the state. And as you said, sources are telling us this involves dozens of police officers.
We will now administer the Narcan.
whether it's learning about treating overdose victims or how to properly tie a tourniquet.
The SWAT key should be placed as high on the limb as possible.
Every sworn police officer in Massachusetts is required to do 40 hours of training a
Yes,
year,
Ernie.
much of it
Yes.
online through a portal called Acadis. But WBZ obtained this letter sent to every police chief in the state. It says the Municipal Police Training Committee, or MPTC, the state
Starring
body
it.
in charge of police training, found officers skirting the system. The letter states, quote, "We have discovered instances where trainings that should take hours to complete are finished in a matter of minutes, using techniques that override controls meant to prevent fast forwarding through the training." Sources tell WBZ as of last week, MPTC identified 70 officers in 11 departments who had bypassed Acadis training.
There have to be systems put in place to make sure that it's being handled properly.
MPTC is now shut.
You know what's hilarious, kids? There are systems put in place. This dumb fuck obviously has never been to a middle school. This dumb fuck has obviously never worked in corporate America. This dumb fuck has never worked at Starbucks. Because let me tell you something. Every other company, be it fast food, be it, I mean, shit, not even companies, schools, a lot of office environments, especially in corporate America, Google, Facebook,
In 11
every fucking tech company has programs and software that can monitor your employees. In fact, you know, if you want to get a food license in Texas, not even a food to sell food or to cook food, but a food handler certificate to just handle it, to be a waitress, to work at the fucking Chick-fil-A, to work at the goddamn coffee shop. You have to go through a portal run by the state and you have to take an online quiz. They can see every time you take a break. In fact, if you've ever tried to renew your license or taken driving school or anything like that through an online portal, just the testing part alone. If you've gone to college in the last 20 years, they have a portal. When you sign into Blackboard, it can see how many moments your professor can see when you clicked out, when you clicked in, what you read, how long you stayed on a page. There is keystroke technology available to angry husbands who want to stalk their ex-wives, stalkers who want to stalk someone who doesn't even know them. There is technology available for free if you just let them see your nudes. If you just let them have access to your camera and your photos and all of your contacts, you can get it for free on the Apple Store. There is technology that can track all of this. And what they did, what these motherfuckers did, is they cut corners. They half-assed it. And now they're going, why don't we have a full-ass result? Because you half-assed it, motherfucker.
Departments who had bypassed Acadis training.
There have to be systems put in place to make sure that it's being handled properly.
MPTC has now shut down the Acadis portal while it investigates, requiring all training to be in person.
WBZ security analyst Ed Davis says the committee needs to find a fix for the system because police training is vital.
You also have Supreme Court decisions that really change the landscape on how officers can operate. You've got the introduction of things like body cameras, which are completely new to police over the last 5 or 10 years, and they need specific training. So I can't underscore how important this requirement is.
Be aware that a patient may have multiple wounds.
Now, the MPTC says anyone who skipped watching these types of training videos will be required to train in person, and their names will be sent to POST, the state commission in charge of policing the police.
Interesting. He must not give a fuck then. Maybe this Bob might have to unsubscribe. I don't like that.
Now, MPTC released a statement to us saying, in part, it remains deeply committed to ensuring academic integrity, and it's still reviewing the number of officers involved. This is not the first time MPTC has faced issues.
Still committed? Were they ever committed to integrity, let alone the academic kind?
This year. Coming up at 6 o'clock, more from our previous investigation on the instructors at MPTC. Live in Linfield, Louisa Moeller, WBZ News.
Louisa, we'll see you at 6. Thank you.
Let's pause it because we're about to get into a really, really fun angle. We're about to go into some fun stuff, okay? Then we're going to end on something that's kind of sad, honestly, but it's squirrel crimes. We have to cover it. But you know that we are a select board. We also love board meetings now. So your dad found some pretty fucking unhinged ones. We're going to watch board meetings, not just any board, school board, select board, council boards, all these different fucking meetings. I'm obsessed with them. Revit can have the password. It is important to monitor baristas. Otherwise, your coffee might be a little cold. It's safe with me. I sent a package for the boyfriend last week. Be on the lookout. Oh, thank you so much, Galen. You hear that? You got a package. Galen, you rule. I have to go by the post office. I have to go. It's always closed. It's always closed because I'm on the flip-flop schedule. I'm going to go tomorrow morning. Thank you. You got nudes? You got nudes? Give them to Poopa Trocta. Give them to Poopa Trocta now, or he'll take them from you. Yep. Little cheaters. They're clicking on the test tab, and they're probably popping it up in an incognito window because they're fucking idiots. Yeah, on the keystroke logger. Okay. I'll keep it kayfabe. I'm sorry. Never mind. There's no keystroke logger. Never mind. Everybody move along here. Nothing to see here. Just me and Turbo talk about some shit that doesn't exist. You use a tourniquet, you lose the limb. Ooh, that's going on a shirt too. We're going to star that. That's how I get all my free stuff. The academic platform surveillance is so intense because God help you if you cheat on an answer in academia, which you pay for. But on the taxpayer's dime, just put whatever you want. Draw a dick. We don't care. Right? Right, Daniel? They don't give a fuck. In fact, while that shit was playing, I popped up some shit. Oh! Okay, hun. All right, look. So I popped up this portal, right? I popped into a little alley portal. No big deal. So this Acatus portal, let me just show you. Just a quick Google search, So available training, Acatus portal. Let's say I wanted to go to the portal that the Massachusetts State Police uses, right? Let's see what they're about. Let's see what this portal is about. Let's see how much they charge. Should we go here or should we? Let's skip registration. Let's just go here and look at it. All right. Anywhere, anytime, access to records and training. Well, thank you for telling me up front, because if I were a hacker, I would love to know exactly what you do. And you do need to be transparent. So let's put that in big bold instead of tiny letters. We'll save that for the privacy agreements. Conveniently register participants, access training materials, check schedules and certifications, and to enter or collect data to remain ready and compliant. That's interesting. It's interesting. Compliance. It's a readiness suite. Avoid bottlenecks and delays. Oh, okay. So we're going for quantity, not quality. I see. Access to information on training and certification. Ready access to components to the portal, team members, instructors. Timely content. Up again, timely. We're focusing on how fast. We're focusing on how fast we want it timely. We don't want delays. We can have fuck ups. Just make it fast. Plus, the ability to track compliance for increased readiness and defensibility. Well, that's funny. That's the opposite of what you offered. Automate in-service, free up staff. Oh, good. Fire people. Fire people. Let the robots take over by accepting portal in-service training submission. So basically, if there is a patch that needs to be done, they're not going to know unless it's self-reported likely. Again, quick. It's quick. It's fast. Don't worry about how good it is. It's fast. Instructor scheduling, availability, assignments, calendars. That's fun. Performance management. Okay, so you're telling me you can track the performance and manage it securely? Well, that's interesting because all those cops, they did a bad. And they were able to track it. So why is the news coming out with it? Why weren't they sent back to retake the test? Did you not know until the news discovered it? Eliminate manual data and watch your workload shrink. In the portal, what can team members view? Your course catalog, register, and upload prerequisites. Yeah, but what about how long you're on the page? Again, time consuming. Everything is time with these people. So Massachusetts obviously chose Vector Solutions. Oh, who's Vector Solutions? Oh, they own Acadis. Okay. So Utah Post Academy. The infrastructure let us collect secure and accurate data. Oh, what's this? From our constituent agencies. Now let's pretend this is people because that's who's using it. And let's add a little S there for plurality. Plurality for plural's sake. We'll figure it out later. Infrastructure, let us collect secure and accurate data. So you're about collecting data. Is that what you're about? See, I thought that we were focused on compliance and speed. We collected training. Yes, but were those records accurate? Law enforcement for I see a lot of federal. Oh, okay. Oh, so this portal was. Oh, so it was made specifically for the military. Well, great. Let's hope none of the baddies come here and see that the military's using it. That's spooky. Cool. So this company started when? 2022? Bloomington? Fuck. All right, let's go see. Is this a real building or someone's house? How nice is this suite? It better look good. Okay. Let me peep it. Right across from a science museum. This might be nice. Let's see. Let's pop us right here in front. All right. So this is the building. So this is the building that houses all the secrets for the training. This is it. Summer Festival. That seems fun. Okay, so this is the building where all the government secrets are. All right, cool. Oh, you can't see it? Here, let me show you. Good call. Thank you, Turbo. It's very interesting stuff. Look at this. This is the building. This is the building right here. You can buy ham. Look at that. Buy ham. Wait. By hand. Well, now I don't trust it. I expected ham. This is upsetting. All right. I'm Gray Hughes now, everyone. Look. This, a white truck. He must have done it. All right. So this is where all the government secrets for the Massachusetts State Police are. Just right there. This ham shop or whatever this is. We got here an heirloom store, a Templar eyebrow. Oh. Fucking shots fired, dude. Shots fucking fired. See, they get you with the ham and they pull you in with the eyebrows. I see what's going on here. I've been trolled. I've been trolled by the government. I'm Gray Hughes. I've been trolled. Whose truck is that? What are you looking at? Why are you looking at the ham sign so long, sir? What are you, Israel Keys? Sorry. UPS on lock. Here we go. So this is it. This is where Nice little courthouse. It's cute. Bloomington. Oh, it's not even the full building. Okay, so we got half a building in Bloomington responsible for the Acadia. Was it Vector Vortex? Let's see. Fucking gnat. All right. I mean, nothing. God damn it. Nothing special to see here. I mean, let's keep going. Let's see. I wonder if killed it. Yes. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. Oh, and the Department of Safety. That's going to be good for the Russians. That's going to be good to know. All right. So here's what I'm thinking we're going to do. Let's run a CADIS through the Better Business Bureau. Then I'll pop this back up and see. It's likely a misspelling. Oh, I see. It doesn't even register. It's not even on there. Excellent. Well, that's good. That's good to know. It's not that big of a company. It's not that new. Or it's too new. It's not that old. Not enough data. Maybe we should trust it. Maybe we should trust it to train all the officers. Since we don't know. How can we know what we don't know? Let's bank on it. Fuck it. It's a crapshoot. We love to gamble. Talking about Grifter Gray? Grafter? Gray Hughes? Grafter Hughes? Fantastic at maps. Oh, he can click. Oh, he can click. Jesus Christ, that dude. Let's trust it. Let's just trust it. Fuck it. It's in Bloomington behind a ham store. Clearly, they have a problem with my eyebrows, or else that wouldn't have been in my algorithm, but whatever. This is very funny. Instigates? God damn it. Yeah, listen, any department without body cams is not being transparent. It's disgusting. Oh, is Miss Pox here? Miss Pox, how was your Illuminati dinner? I told them about Ted. I told them that you ate at the restaurant Ted was filmed at. I'm sorry if I've psyoped you and put you in harm's way. I apologize. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to watch two more things because Dad needs to get the fuck out of here soon. I need to be out of here in 24 minutes. All right? Unless Aunt Deb comes and that whore pulls me out early. Fuck me, a ham store? Fuck me with a ham. Sounds beautiful. They are in an emotionally abusive, especially that one lady. Oh, that poor sweet lady. He yells at her all the time. He's so mean to her. She's literally probably paid for his bug soup to go on Shark Tank or whatever it is he spends his money on. Okay? Is Rabbit going to bed? Good night, Rabbit. Rabbit's going on the lawn to dig holes. Leave Rabbit alone. I can't stand that dude. He does have a humiliation fetish. I bet. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say what's in my thoughts because they're disgusting. But yeah, I agree. I agree. Ham wallet? Hot ham wallet? Hot ham Hoogan. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're getting close to government secrets. We need to back off. Listen, I don't know if this is unhinged or not, but this popped up in my algo and I had to pick it because it looks like it's going to be interesting. I have seen a few meat curtain time. Uh-oh. Meat cute. Honey bake store. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to look that up later. This popped in my algo. I did see some articles saying that it's pretty unhinged. Apparently, there's a lot of parents. Apparently, the parents are mad. And this is like the most parents that have ever been to a school board meeting. And I want to know why. Now, I did not watch this yet. I'm learning when you learn, just like the last thing we're going to cover. I'm going to learn when you learn. This is basically like a reaction, I guess. Where? Dallas? We're going to Dallas, kids. Get in the car. All right, let's see what this is about.
I've never seen a community rise up against a school board with more anger, outrage, and contempt.
I already love it.
They're calling for everyone on the St. Helens School Board to resign. One of the teachers in question is accused of sexually abusing students for several years, and they want to know why he was allowed to teach at school for the first 2 months of the school year while he was under investigation. And for this community, it's just the latest case involving teachers or coaches accused of preying on their children.
No outburst. We're giving you time to speak. Let us speak.
In St. Helens, the school board.
To be fair, whether they are preying on your children with an E or an A, still a problem. Still not legal. Still not legal. simultaneously. Usually, when there's an investigation into diddling kids, you would think they'd take the teacher out and put them on some sort of leave. Hell, even paid leave. Because I know there's going to be Richard Allen lovers who are going to say, innocent till proven guilty. Fair enough. But, I mean, if Poopa Trocta didn't even get paid leave when he fucked up so badly, you know, and then he gets it later after the fact. Like, is that what we're doing with the schools now? Fascinating.
Meeting was contentious from the start.
Respect our kids in school.
One more burst, you'll be asked to be removed.
I'm sorry, but you can remove a parent, but you can't remove a teacher?
Oh my God. She is queen. She is our queen. Is she the Rita of this town? Is this St. Helens Rita in the flesh, dude? Did you see her fucking neck? She did a neck swivel, dude.
Asked to be removed.
I'm sorry, but you can remove a parent, but you can't remove a teacher?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
A teacher? Parent, but you can't remove a teacher?
I'm watching it again.
Parent, but you can't remove a teacher?
Anger and frustration from every parent here after police arrested 2 teachers on Tuesday accused.
Two diddlers. 2. No, I haven't heard of this. Send it to me. Send it to me. Who you've never seen who? Who? I'm a little loud now. Who have you never seen? She is us. She's us. She's us. She's all of us. I love her spirit. I love everything about her. Yeah, 2 PDF files. 2 of them. She will run for superintendent and she will win.
Accused of sexually abusing students.
I am so angry about this. Furious.
Community members demanded action from the school board after they say they stood by for years as teachers in question abused kids and accusations were ignored. They noted one of the accused, a 46-year-old choir teacher named Eric Stearns. Police arrested him Tuesday after a 2-month investigation. In court Wednesday, Stearns pleaded not guilty to charges that he sexually abused 6 different students between 2015 and January of this year.
6 of them. I mean, first of all, he should have stopped at 0. Don't go beyond that. Second of all, I mean, maybe 1 and then remove him. Why go more? Why 6? Why let it get to that? What a bad school. Yeah, I agree. Fire them all.
Pleaded not guilty to charges that he sexually abused 6 different students between 2015 and January of this year. To many parents here, words from Superintendent Scott Stockwell rang hollow.
Our first and foremost commitment has always been the well-being and safety of our students. And the news has been devastating for all of.
Ooh, he's like got Dominic Mysterio heat, this guy.
Students. And the news has been devastating for all of us.
Board members acknowledged that they knew Stearns had been under police investigation since.
What was that guy's last name? Did he say Stearns? Hold up.
Police investigation since September, but allowed him to keep teaching until his arrest.
So do any of you guys have anything to say to the parents, to the victims?
We've made statements. And, you know,
parents, including the mom of an alleged victim, say the board's willful inaction goes much deeper than that.
We also had police reports, and I talked to the principal,
What?
and she brushed it off like it was nothing.
She had police reports, dude. Also, who is this guy? Who is it? Babe, come here. This guy looks like your nephew, Sean. You got to see him. This is Sean grown up, 100%. This dude rules. That other lady is our spirit Rita, but this guy, this is the select board. This is us. Look at him. He still got his wristband on from last night. He's us.
Former state senator Rachel Armitage also took board members to task.
I want to know why this educator was allowed to cause harm to students for an additional 8 years, as well as apparently several others.
This week, police also arrested a second St. Helens teacher on abuse allegations.
Foxy saying everything we've been thinking. Thank you, Foxy. True. You know, the next time my family's without food or water and they're dying in the cold, I'm going to Cancun. Fuck it.
64-year-old Mark Collins, who's now retired. His charges include 2 counts of sexual abuse in the second degree. And parents here say there are more.
Wait, did they say Bloomington? And this guy is Mark Collins? And we got a Stearns in on this one and an Armitage. All of these are names that I've seen in other cases in the last week. But what bothers me is that Collins name. I need to look up something. This is strange.
Or teachers and coaches their kids have raised alarms over, they say only to be rebuffed by school and district officials. On this night, they said,
right?
It stops now.
Where is it?
You need to step down.
It might not be Bloomington. Never mind. I don't know. Where's St. Helens? I thought this was. Where is this town? Where is this? Oh, it didn't say. It didn't say. I'll check. Hold on.
You need to take accountability.
Parents here say this is far from over after tonight. They say they're going to continue fighting against what's been happening in their school district to protect their kids. Collins, the retired teacher accused of sexual abuse, is due in court on Thursday. In St. Helens, Catherine Cook, KGW.
Oh, we will find dude in the beanie. We will find him.
Squirrel.
Okay. Shit's about to get real. First of all, babe, will you let Hugin out? Hugin has to go out. Hugin's pissed. You want to go outside? Okay, I have to walk with him, but I'm going to play this for you. I'm going to let it play a little bit because this is what we're here for today. That's right. It's Squirrel Gate. I want to know what you think in the comments. I'm going to let this play through.
Social media star has been seized by authorities in upstate New York, and his fans are going nuts.
To take Peanut away is not only, heart-wrenching, but then you take it away from the organization that solely gets its funding from social media that requires Peanut to get that funding.
Mark Longo says officers raided his home, taking his pet squirrel, Peanut, and his raccoon, Fred. Longo runs a sanctuary, housing horses, goats, and alpacas, and says he relies on these social media videos to raise money, but it's against New York law to own a wild animal without a license. The Department of Environmental Conservation says it received multiple reports about the potentially unsafe housing of wildlife that could carry rabies.
My next step is to be contacted. DEC, the state, nobody has reached out to me to say anything. I don't know if Peanut is alive or they euthanized him.
Longo says he rescued Peanut 7 years ago after its mother got hit by a car, and says Peanut came back after being released. The DEC made headlines in a similar case this year when it seized this alligator from a home in western New York. It had lived there for 34 years, its entire life, but the owner's state license had expired, and officials worried kids were being allowed to swim near it. Back at Longo's animal sanctuary, he questions whether all this was even necessary.
I know the laws are the laws and the rules are the rules, but the fact of the matter is they brought 8 officers here who ransacked my house for a squirrel and a raccoon.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness News.
We begin with a KETK News exclusive, focusing on the fallout generated by the euthanization of a famous squirrel named Peanut, and how the court of public opinion viciously condemned an East Texas woman, blaming her for the controversy in upstate New York. Casey Koviak stepped away from the anchor desk this week to take a deeper look, and what she discovered has many in disbelief. Casey.
Yeah, that's right, Isaac. Monica Kiesler has been blamed by millions for filing a complaint with the state of New York that prompted the raid of Peanut's Freedom Farm, ultimately leading to the death of the famous squirrel. But I sat down with this mother from Longview who told me her life has been turned upside down by the onslaught of countless death threats, not only against herself, but her 10-year-old twin sons. She's speaking exclusively to KETK News for her first TV interview since Peanut's death.
And not only is she innocent, we'll show you the public records that prove it.
New York State's Department of Environmental Conservation, DEC, raided his home and took the squirrel and this pet raccoon that he has.
It was the euthanization heard round the world. A beloved squirrel named Peanut and a raccoon named Fred, with millions of followers on social media whose lives were cut short by government officials in upstate New York.
It was the best thing that ever happened to us.
Their shocking deaths leaving fans across the globe both devastated and outraged, including Monica Kiesler and her twin 10-year-old boys in Longview, Texas.
I and my boys cried right along with the rest of the world when we found out that they were euthanized.
Kiesler and her sons felt a special.
Kids, this is what I told you. What did I tell you? I said Longview, Texas, East Texas, fucking Tyler. I understand some of you live there. I'm so sorry you have to live there. If you see this woman, be the bigger man, but read between the lines with my voice. Listen, this is infuriating. I am not at all shocked that she's probably going to continue to take, but I'm not shocked at all that she's being blamed because frankly it's her fault, but in my opinion. But for fuck's sake, the raccoon and the squirrel, Peanut and Fred, my God, dude, talk about government overreach.
Camaraderie with Mark Longo and his rescue squirrel Peanut. They too were members of the squirrel rehabbing community. A rewarding experience, Kiesler says she loves to share with her sons.
I mean, we treat them like the miracles that they are, and release them back into the wild.
Also, listen, why are all these squirrels going into rehab? What drugs are these squirrels doing? Well, are these drugged squirrels or alcoholic squirrels? What are we talking?
It's a great source of joy for us.
Kiesler says she logged onto her squirrel rehab Facebook group to chat with other members about what had happened to the beloved squirrel. That's when Kiesler says she came across a screenshot someone had posted in the group of a woman harshly criticizing Mark Longo and his wife.
Just saying that they should have known better to have them because it was illegal in New York to do so, and that they had monetized them. And that was also wrong in her opinion.
Holy shit, kids. Bob did a Bob. Is she not the one who did? I've never seen this before. Is she not the one who did it? Did people go after the? This is why OSINT is important. Because I was about to go find out if it was her. And guess what? We're about to find out. We don't need to wait. They're going to tell us. If it was not her and people went after this woman because they fucked up, oh my God, what a case for OSINT, right?
And basically that they should have seen all of this coming and they were completely at fault.
Kiesler says she's not a person who likes to see people kicked when they're down.
I had just seen a video of them crying, and someone asked in the comments who everyone thought reported them. And I said, my guess is this woman that was in this screenshot. 1,000 times before, shared my opinion on social media. Didn't think anything of it.
But just 5 minutes later, a post was shared with Kiesler that would quickly turn her world upside down.
She had screenshotted my Facebook page with my picture on it and where I lived, and it had 2 text boxes added to it, and they said that I was the one that reported them and that she had proof and that I had been bragging about it on my own Facebook page.
Within moments, Kiesler says an onslaught of threatening calls and texts started coming in so rapidly, she had a hard time grasping what had just happened.
I had heard of doxing before, but it's not real. It's sometimes not real in life. If it doesn't happen to you and you don't.
I don't know what a magpie is, but it sounds delicious. Is that a bird? I think it's a big fucking bird.
There's no way you can fully grasp how it feels or what it's even like until it
happens. But I'm curious, was she wrongfully accused of, did they think, okay, so they think she's the one who did it, but she was saying no, so she was trying to dox someone else and blame them without knowing, and then everybody blamed her.
happens to you. And so
So my guess is it was that person. I mean, she was just guessing. At least she was being honest with that. But was it her?
First, I panicked and shut everything down. And so that I could think logically about how to proceed.
Kiesler says she could feel the weight of her emotions pulling her to a new level.
One thing I've never really been is scared. I mean, up until this happening, because when you have children, it has a way of making you fearful of what's about to happen or what might happen, things that might happen.
As Kiesler went into hiding with her sons offline, online fuel was only being added to the fire of the angry mob. She says by social media journalist and even Mark Longo himself.
So I know they shared it out of it from an emotional place, but with their social media reach, it traveled very quickly.
Kiesler says soon the calls were coming in from overseas.
It was Japan. It's been Japan. It's been Germany. It's been England.
Oh, people calling her.
Trying to think. South Africa, Australia.
But it was the threats made against her sons, like
they were going to come kill my children in front of me and drag them down my street by their intestines, from their truck.
That Kiesler says forced her to lean into her faith beyond understanding.
When someone
don't worry, I helped them announce it. I helped them leave, actually.
Those kind of threats towards your children, and you know that you've been chosen to protect them and raise them. That's where all reason goes out the window.
And it was in that moment of surrender, Kiesler.
That's where all reason went out the window. But also, people were gonna that's a bit much, right? Like the whole guts thing. I would be freaked out. I would be justly freaked out. Okay, ma'am. I'm starting to hear you. Okay. Now here's the question. Was it you? Were you putting it on someone else and then they came for you? Or did you actually do that shit? Did you bring the squirrel smoke? Yeah, they do. And it's actually in like that same area that she lives in. So I can see her being freaked out.
Said,
what is it? Viter, Jasper, and Tyler? Longview area? Yep.
Began to see
Sounds about right.
The bigger picture.
It hit me very hard that the people that were messaging me were just, you've heard the saying, hurt people, hurting people, hurt people.
You had to write the first
There are a lot of hurting people in our world.
Choosing not to add to the hurt, Kiesler says she instead focused on the perfectly timed God wink moments, showing her in this battle she wasn't alone.
I have an army of
me too. That's why most of the goodbye announcers get gone. You feel me? Also, yeah, it's Jasper, right? It was Jasper, and then it happened in a few places. I think it was Jasper, Viter, and maybe Longview or Tyler, a similar incident. Also, I'm still so fucking confused. I'm still fucking confused about whether she did it. No, I know they're not really all of northeast down to southeast. It's not, it is kind of the same area. It's all like fucking, gotta be careful, Gotta be careful. Also, God wink, Jesus Christ.
People that I know.
Yeah,
and I have an army of people that I don't know personally that have reached out to let me know that they have my back. And it's been comforting in the midst of the darkness.
And that army happened to be the driving force leading Kiesler to the information that would prove her innocence.
And I had tried to reach out myself to the DEC to try and find someone that would be willing to give me something official.
Hold on. Is she about to do a hardcore babyface turn into an OSINT queen? Did she just justify her thug? Oh shit, dog. This could be the turn of the century, the babyface turn. This could be it. Are we about to find out she foiled out that case and found out who the real squirrel snitcher was? Because if she did, I may have to send her an apology fucking fruit basket. I've never apologized to anyone from East Texas. Jesus Christ.
That would clear my name from as being one of the complainants or being accused of being one of the complainants.
Keesler says thanks to her network of fellow rehabbers, they were able to ultimately connect her to the lead counsel, whose name is also Monica, and provided the official government record Keesler needed to prove she had absolutely nothing to do with the fate of Peanut the squirrel. Reading in part, quote, after a diligent search of the files maintained by DEC, there are no records with your name nor any mention of involvement by you relating to the seizure of wildlife at Peanut's Freedom Farm on October 30th,
I'm so mad at Texas, but
you have it, you've seen it. And it totally exonerates me. It's official. And I know I didn't. God knows I didn't. My kids know I.
Well, as long as God knows, but also like, I mean, as long as God knows you didn't, you're fine. Well, then why are you on here complaining? If you don't care about your son's entrails being scattered on the lawn, as long as God knows you didn't do it, then why are you complaining on the news? But also at the same time, she was the one pointing fingers. She is dragging it out ambiguously. Turbo's loving it. But Ariel also, I mean, you're right, dude. It's a classic Monica mix-up. Are we watching Friends? Is this high school Monica? Uh-oh.
I didn't. My family and friends know I didn't. And that is ultimately what means the most to me.
Keesler says this experience has taught her the collective heart of humanity is wounded.
The language that people felt comfortable using with a stranger, they don't know that I donate my time to an organization called Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, where I go photograph babies in hospitals that are not expected to make it. So their families have custom portraiture to remember them by, to remember a whole.
The world has no idea you took pictures of dead babies till now, and now I'm kind of sad. Jesus Christ, woman. Well, girl, this is not the way to go. Anybody who watched the first, we are 8 minutes in before we find out you're actually doing decent things, I think. Is this okay? Are they allowed to even do that? Okay.
Holding them by. They don't know that I've raised baby animals. They don't know that.
Wait, just the babies? Oh, yeah, that's your release system. Fair enough.
I went through 7 rounds of in vitro and 4 losses of my own to have my.
Oh, honey, but you believe in God. Why didn't you just adopt? Why didn't you just adopt? Why would you go through in vitro when there's all these unwanted babies? Because that's one of the reasons people like you vote for Donald Trump, right? Because you don't want abortion. Because these babies are loved and wanted. Just give them to us, hon.
Boys, they don't know me. They don't know me. And they didn't take the time. They didn't ask. To the people who
so these are all the babies that are being forced to be birthed, passed away, and she takes a picture, or they know that they're going to, and she takes pictures. Does she take the pictures when the woman goes in because she's dying and the baby's dying, and then they refuse her help? She's taking those pictures?
This interview.
It did. It did.
What do you hope they take away from it?
Yeah,
I hope that they.
Did they cue music? Let's go back to exactly when, because I'm very interested. Give this news. Give KETK a fucking Oscar. Give them an Emmy, a daytime Emmy, whatever you got to give them for this Teen Mom-esque sound drop. Wow.
No, I didn't. And that is ultimately what means the most to me.
Keesler says this experience has taught her the collective heart of humanity is wounded.
The language that people felt comfortable using with a stranger, they don't know that I.
What the fuck? Dude, if she would have said that, total baby face turn. I would have apologized. I would have called her at home, not to threaten her, but to apologize. I'd have been like, is this the woman with the squirrel? And she would have been like, yes, why are you calling? And I would have been like, I am so sorry. Like, you're bae. I'm sorry. But then she said all the other stuff. But then Ariel comes in. What if she would have said that? That would have been amazing. They don't know that I play baritone in a jazz band called the Slytherin Willies. And then I would have been like, oh, fuck, my bad, bae. Sorry.
That I donate my time to an organization called Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, where I go photograph babies in hospitals
Yeah, what does
that are
he
not
think about
expected
it?
to make it. So their families have custom portraiture
Stroms.
to remember them by, to remember holding them by. They don't know that I've raised baby
Oh,
animals.
true.
They don't know that I went through 7 rounds of in vitro and 4 losses of my own to have my boys. They don't know me. They don't know
Oh my
me.
God.
And they
Just-
didn't take the time. They didn't ask.
To the people who watch.
We are entering the darkest realm of the select board comment section. The select board, listen, the furious gallery of citizens, the concerned citizens are speaking, and man, do they have a lot to say. Oh my God, you guys.
This interview.
Starring it.
What do you hope they take away from it?
Is she crying? Ma'am. Ma'am, ma'am, this got you going?
They don't know me.
You don't
and
know
they
who I
didn't
am.
take the time. They didn't ask.
To the people who watch this interview.
Here we go.
What do you hope they take away from it?
I hope that they not only think before they speak to anyone, but think before they post on social media, think that there's a human on the other end of that, and that there are other humans associated with that person that you have the potential of doing serious damage to.
Kiesler says in life's darkest
Ma'am, we know our potential, but thank you for seeing it.
moments, trust that it's all part of your greater purpose.
God will use your darkness to make other people not feel so
Ma'am, don't you talk about my darkness.
alone. He will use your darkness to
This is my darkness. This is my depressing sad time. These are my clouds. You get the fuck away from them. Do not try to define my darkness.
serve other people in 100 different ways. It's just, you just have to learn to sit still and just be still. Just be still and wait.
And that's what,
You know, someone's going to listen to this woman and get hit by a car. All right? Don't be still. You run, kids. You run. Do you understand me? You fucking run. All right? God damn it. Darlene, I am so sorry. This woman is so sad. It does make me sad because this fucking shit, I want to show you guys something. It's a text. I'm going to show it to you tomorrow because it pisses me off. But it has to do with situations that women have to put up with in Texas. God bless her for her IVF. I hope it helped. But don't fucking sit there and cry about it on TV when you're blaming other people for killing squirrels and then you get called out. And I would love to see that FOIA so we can find out who the fuck did. Yeah, we embrace our darkness. This is our depression. You leave us alone. We're eating cheese standing outside of the fridge. We do not need your judgment, ma'am.
Monica told me she plans to do as well. Now, by going public with this information, Monica hopes the threats will eventually come to an end. But during our conversation, I could also tell she was still worried about the damage caused to her photography business, which is her passion.
What?
And that's how she supports her family. Tonight, I noticed that there are still some fake pages floating out there, grossly misrepresenting Monica and her moral values. So I wanted to show you what her real business logo looks like right here. Now, when I asked her, what's the most impactful way we as East Texans can support her, she simply said, please hire me to take your pictures. So we have a link to her business on our website, ketk.com. Reporting in.
I swear to Christ, I think this was all an ad. I think this was all an ad. This is okay. Welcome to East Texas right-wing news, everyone. This is how you do an ad. You understand? Put it in a crisis. Blame the liberals who doxed you. The rest is for the birds and the squirrels. Let me show you this business. Let me show you this business. This is wild, dude. This is really wild. Now, we already know what happened to Peanut, okay? Also, by the way, one of the excuses that was used to dox these animals, right? Bring them in and kill them was so we can make sure that they could have rabies. They could have rabies. You sick of hearing that yet about animals that typically don't carry rabies and bite people? Well, I mean, sure they can. Has it happened in a long time? I mean, I don't think Peanut ever did. Goodbye, Darlene. We love you. Going to sleep? We're almost done here, too. The Illuminati, they're friends. Yes, absolutely. It just pisses me off because this is a state where which, trust me, plenty of my friends have been through stuff like this. If you have a problem conceiving, or if you conceive and the baby passes away, we live in a state where you can be criminally charged for that. It's already super painful. It's one of the worst things that can happen to a woman, especially when she wants to have a baby. It is extremely hard to be criminally charged for that when you're already dealing with that happening to you, especially, and most of the women who it happens to, it happens, obviously they've carried it as far to term as they can. Otherwise it wouldn't be that. You know what I mean? The fact that you can want a baby, you can carry it that far. You can commit yourself to being a parent. You consider yourself a parent because it's inside of you and it's about to come out and it is alive. And then when that happens and it passes and it doesn't have enough time to live, or if it passes in utero, to have to not only live through that and try to emotionally recover for years, and to have to tell your family, to have to do little things like cancel things that you planned for the kid, to have to go. Some parents paint the room. They have everything. They've done the party, you know, they've picked a name. And then to be imprisoned for it, fined for it, or even brought before a court to try to justify it when you wanted it. That's where I live. That's where I live. And so some people might think it's unfair of me to see a lot of these people go on television and opine and talk about God when you damn well know that they voted for something so ungodly and then voted for you to be punished. I don't know. I think it's another leaky balloon, not joke. I have no idea, Tracy. Yeah, I'm on the soapbox. I'm on the box, dude. Because I've had friends. I had one friend who had to drive out of state, bleeding to near death, because she couldn't fly on a plane. And she was literally 1 hour from death. They told her you likely would. They put her in Texas Monthly, like, to talk about this. Like, she was about to die. Like, she's still recovering from it. She had the room ready. She was ready. She already had a kid. She was excited. And then they had to do that. They had to do that. They had to put out a law saying that people could snitch on. So she couldn't even share it with family or friends to get emotional stability or help, or to try to, like, have someone to grieve to and to talk to. Because if she did, then someone in the family might have found out who is a Republican. And they could have turned her in to a Right to Life fucking website where she would have immediately been prosecuted. And people are saying, oh, well, that's crazy. That it's already happened. It's already happened in Texas. It's on its way up the courts, and it's happened a lot. It's very, very upsetting. It blows my mind to see people justify and use God when talking about things like this. I mean, I get it if it helps. Yeah. That is essentially very similar to what happened to my friend. Very smaller time space, but yeah. Yeah, you can make money off of it. You can make money off turning in the woman. Yep. Absolutely. It's fucking crazy, dude. And if you drive someone as an Uber driver, if you drive someone to a clinic, you can be prosecuted too. And people can turn you in and make money off of it. You know, but Greg Abbott, what a guy. Fucking idiot. Can't stand him. Hey, how about some positive squirrel news? How about some positive squirrel news? Or do you guys, you know what? We're going to watch, here's what, fucking Nat. We're going to watch something happy. We're going to watch something happy because we need to. And then we're going to go. I got something for you you're going to like. This is Austin City Council. This is where I live. Daniel, you're going to love this. You might remember this. Now, everyone hates our electric company, our energy company here. Okay? Everyone. It's terrible. The grid in Texas is bad. Also blame the governor for that. And that actually is his fault. So, it doesn't surprise me that a man would dress up as a clown and troll our city council. But my God, this is pretty fucking hilarious. This is here. This is where I live. This type of shit that happens. All right? We're talking about a select board. This could be us, but we playing. All right? We're going to fade out on this. Because this guy's fucking weird. And he makes me laugh. But I love you, kids. You have a good night. I'm going to see you all tomorrow. Very interested in any council meetings, be it city, school, anywhere. Select boards. If you guys got a good one, if it makes you giggle, if it's just crazy, if it's unhinged, I don't care if it's Eric Mays in Flint. I don't care if it's a select board in Canton. I don't care if it's just a school board meeting. Anything that you find that is hilarious and has to do with a group of individuals parading as a council, but really being an oligarchy, being yelled at by any citizen, please send it my way. obliviousbensonquestion@gmail.com. I know I have a banner with all my socials and there you go. The email's at the end of this. All right. We're going to watch this because it's funny.
Good morning, Council. My name is Alexander Stranger. My pronouns are clown self. Last week, I applied to be the CEO of Austin Energy. Unfortunately, I feel as though you guys didn't take me seriously, but that's okay. I'm back. Apparently, there's a new job opening to be the new city manager, so I am throwing my hat in the ring. This job requires a lot more responsibility than being Austin Energy CEO, so I'm asking for a base pay of $750,000 a year. Austin is an expensive city, especially when you live on Rainy Street, go out to dinner 5 nights a week, and use cocaine heavily. Not only that, but I blew my entire life savings on Pfizer and Moderna call options. And now I'm broke because people would rather listen to Nazis like Joe Rogan instead of the esteemed scientists like Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci. Not only that, but my wife is immunocompromised. She has stage 5 testicular cancer. And when you refuse to get vaccinated, you're basically telling me that you want my wife to die. Back when I was the lead content moderator for Twitter, I called the police on my next door neighbor for going to the park by himself during COVID. And guess what? The police never came. So why should they get a 4-year contract? Also, I was assaulted on June 15th of 2020 after throwing a Molotov cocktail through a small business because the owner called me by the wrong gender pronoun. Anyway, if I could get a job as the city manager,
Fernandez.
Now listen. That isn't going to be the rest because I just saw this and that makes me laugh. And you're right. You're right. We should watch that one too. Now, I don't really agree with this clown's politics, but I do think our city council fucking sucks. So it made me laugh pretty hard. And I really, really like the stage 5 reference to his wife. Made me laugh. Found it very funny. But you just reminded me of Joint in the Court. And oh my God, that one is really good. Here we go. We're going to end on this Houston fella, who, by the way, they did do a GoFundMe for him for more legal help. And with that said, this will be our closing one because this honestly is the best. And you're a genius, Foxy. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So fucking funny. Here we go.
Caught on camera, a man lights up a Tennessee courtroom, but not with his personality. 20-year-old Spencer Boston showed up in court Monday on a marijuana possession charges. So he approaches the bench to discuss his sentence, and watch what he does here. Reaches into his pocket, pulls out a joint, and then lights it up right in front of the judge.
In 20 years of law enforcement experience that I've been through, this is the first time I've ever seen something like this. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, that's an understatement, I think. As the court officers escort him away, joint still in hand and smoke filling up the court, Boston says something like, "We deserve better." They think referring to the legalization of marijuana in the state of Tennessee. Boston, by the way, was booked on a second charge of marijuana possession. He also received 10 days in jail for contempt of court.
My, oh my. Well, I don't know if he feels like his message was worth it or not.
I know, I mean, you could have just said something. You didn't have to actually light it up.